Awesome. All right, so we're going to talk about tonight about the 5 ways to increase your success in your Cincy business. Do you happen to have the meeting agenda?
Let me see. I can get it on my phone.
Okay. I just try to type up these meeting agendas so everyone can go along with the content and they know what's next.
Right.
They sort of know, okay, what's the time frame for the meeting and stuff. So I enjoy that, doing the agenda.
Did you put it on the
I
electricity?
put it in the file section beside the group page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you just go to the file and it says the 7, 10, 16, and I think it says 5 ways.
Oh, my phone is different. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look terrific.
Okay, what just popped up? Oh, okay.
You can find that anytime.
Yep.
All of this might actually surprise you.
Okay.
Take your time. Take your time.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Okay, so I just encourage you to just try to refer back to these steps like once a month, or the beginning of each month, because it's helpful. You know what I mean? And I think these 5 steps is going to be something that's very encouraging. And just sometimes we get off path with our business because so much is going on. So it's a good way. These steps are a good way to revert back. So the first step is to increase your effort.
Right.
So we all want to break through in our businesses. I mean, that's just something that we all wish for in our business, to have a breakthrough in it. And at the end of the day, people always talk about, oh, find your reason why. What's your why reason for opening your business? And when it falls down to it, the whole reason why we do this is so that we can have more income. So that we can add more money and revenue into our bank account. So, and as you know, I'm the sort of sponsor that's going to be just brutally honest and realistic. I don't want to say honest. I always want to be a realistic sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, what keeps people in direct sales is if they're seeing any type of increase in their bank account. And if they're not seeing that, they're going to leave.
Right.
So the people who stay are the people who are actually making a good income. And the people who leave are the ones who are not. I mean, that's just honest and cutthroat and realistic. And sometimes when people talk about money, when other sponsors, they really talk about the whole nitty gritty of the money part, people be like, oh, you shouldn't do that because, it's about friendship. It's about Cincy spirit. It's about, whatever. But really, it's about more than that. It's about whether or not you can pay your bills. It's about whether or not you can quit Satura. It's about whether or not you could quit that 9-to-5 job. I mean, that's what it really boils down to. And once you are successful, everything else is going to start to come after that,
Right. Right.
The formula of a direct sell business is actually making revenue. And if you're not, either you're going to do something else in your business or you're going to leave. I mean, that's just the bolts of it. Because I had a conversation with a few consultants one time, and it was talking about posting your business on your personal Facebook page.
Right.
And my argument was, because they were saying, well, if you keep posting pictures and everything about Cincy on your Facebook page, people are going to unfriend you. And my thing is that I'm fine with them unfriending me. I'd rather have 50 people buying from me than 50 people just watching me all the time and saying,
right,
just being my Facebook friends. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to unfriend me because I'm promoting my business, and guess what? You're not supporting me, so goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just being honest. I mean, people take the whole Facebook thing to a totally different level. I mean, when someone goes to your personal page, they should see that you are a businesswoman, that you do have a business.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, they have to see that. If they go anywhere on your personal page and they don't see that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm all for posting your business on your Facebook page. I'm all for having a personal Facebook page that you promote your business on, and a fan page or a group page, whatever. Just promote. And I don't that consultants should be ashamed of that, and they should feel that they shouldn't do that, or afraid that people are going to unfriend them. Let them unfriend you. There's more people for them to sign on and support your business. So yeah.
Right.
Yep. So what? Yeah, go get a pretzel. Yeah. Why I always say that the reason why your business is not growing is because many of us are just not trying hard enough.
Mhm.
And really, we're overthinking things, and that shouldn't be. So yeah, so that shouldn't be. And that's when really I had to really think today on whether or not, because I'm the type of, okay, so ever since the beginning of this year, I had to sort of reevaluate myself, reevaluate my business, what direction I want my business to go in. And I had to start building a whole village of people around me that not only support my business, but was encouraging it. And I think that was one of the main reasons why I had to take some people off our group page, because, sometimes, negativity is sometimes contagious, and not that they were being negative, but when you have people who are not really working their business, and then you have a bunch of girls who are, it's not fair to them because the page is primarily for people who are working their business. So that's why some adjustments had to be made, and I think it's a definitely good thing. Hold on, let me go down to my agenda. Who's that?
That's my phone.
Oh, sorry, I never heard that song. That's a nice ringtone.
I always calling you.
All right. So my ultimate goal as a sponsor is to always encourage your business and coach you, so that your business can get to the next level. 1 second. So the second thing is increase your bandwidth.
Right.
That's number 2, increase your bandwidth. So when you increase your knowledge about your Scentsy business, you'll increase your bandwidth. I think it's very important that we know who our major competitors are. I think it's very important that we go to our Scentsy training center and take at least 2 to 3 training courses a week. If you could fit at least 1, that's fine, but I think we should always be like a sponge when it comes to having knowledge in our business.
Right.
And the reason why I join back to knowing your competitor is because a lot of times people will ask you, well, what's the difference between you and another, I forgot what candle company is that. I think it's called, I forgot the name of it. I have it written down somewhere. And they want you to compare yourself, and you have to know what to say. Like, what makes us different is because, we have this, and our warmers feature that,
Right.
things like that. So I think it's very important that we study that. And also when we're doing like Facebook ads, it's good to type in our competitors' names, so we sort of get at those customers.
Oh, okay.
And I'll do a whole training on Facebook ads in the near future. So if you need assistance with getting people to buy from you, host a party, or join your team, you have to educate yourself, and that just takes time. That just takes you taking time out to do that.
Right.
You have no problem. So a lot of times because here's the thing, we dedicate a lot of ourselves to our jobs, to our families, and it's hard for us to really set time for our businesses. There was months that I went by and I didn't even work my Scentsy business. There were days where I would be at work all day for Laura, turn that down, for 8-9 hours, and come home and don't do anything with my Scentsy. Then follow up with a customer, and go online and check any of my messages.
Right.
So I really had to have a heart-to-heart moment with myself and say, how bad do I want this? I always tell people, I want to leave my job and I want to do this full time, but I got to really take it to the next level and spend time with my business. So I have my business on stagnant.
Right.
And when I started working my business, I realized I don't even watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't be on the phone at all with you guys or whatever. But if anybody tell me, I be at work sometimes and the girls be talking about this show and that show, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know what you guys talking about.
Yeah.
I may catch a Netflix movie every now and then, but any free time I have, turn it down, Laura. Any free time I have available, I work my business.
Right. Right.
And I think that's what really makes us business women, is when we really do the sacrifice of saying, okay, what's more important? Is me catching up on these episodes, or is it me talking on the phone, or should I be jotting down a marketing plan for the month of August? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we got to think about that. There's times, and my coworkers see this. I tell them I spend 4 hours on my job, on job responsibilities, and the other 4, I be working my Cincy business, quietly, where my boss can't see what I'm doing. But
right.
I have to sacrifice. So I always make sure when I'm at work, I handle the most important things, urgent things right away, and then the rest of the day is dedicated to my business.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see you do a lot of the, Periscope, from the job. Yeah.
Yes, I do. I do a lot of that from the job because, and I don't go to lunch. I eat my lunch at my desk now.
Uh-huh.
But because my break is primarily for, me scoping. Like I think at this point I have a good hang. Why haven't you been scoping?
I know. I'm really bad at that. I have to get back on. I don't know what there's no excuse. I just
Well, I challenge you, do at least one a day.
Yeah.
And there's I'll send you a website link that I use when I have like when I can't remember or figure out what I want to talk about. Like, I go to this website and I'll type in the word candles, and it comes up with 5 different titles I can do.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that helps me with my titles, and then I work on my content. I spend at least 20 to about 40 minutes just writing down my content and what I'm going to talk about in my Periscopes. I mean, that has helped me out tremendously.
Okay.
So much. Yeah, so I have to. I got all of my virtual parties this month just from scoping. From scoping. In the past, I used to go down my Facebook page, all the members that are on my Facebook page, and individually Facebook messaging them, asking if they want to host a party. And I haven't gotten nowhere near the amount of responses or the amount of yeses that I do now from scoping, and it's just been amazing. So I think I definitely do it, and you'll get the hang of it the more and more you do it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also in addition to that, the trainings are so important. There's times where I go in the training center and I'll take the same training over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
Just so it can just stick,
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that I haven't done. I was having problems with my computer.
yeah.
I probably should have been going on my tablet with the training center. It just wasn't coming up.
And I do it because, my life is extremely busy. So I'll do it like when I'm washing dishes, or when I'm driving home from work, because now I drive to work. Woohoo!
Okay. All right.
I drive to work. I'm so excited. I don't take a train anymore. No, because my husband now got a job in Manhattan, so he can't drive, even though he tries to. But now I got ownership of the car, so I'm so excited.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. So when I'm on my way driving to work or from work, I'll listen to a training or something.
Oh, okay.
But I would not have gotten as far as I am now if I hadn't done that. It's amazing.
Okay.
So it's also like, because I feel like I'm a student of the world. I just feel like my mind is a sponge, and I just need to learn everything and grasp everything. So, because I had this like whole example of like a doctor. Like, I wouldn't go to a doctor's office if he wasn't certified, or if he didn't have a ton of certificates and degrees and stuff like that. People, trust you when you know what you're talking about.
Right.
And you may find out a different way to introduce a product that you didn't know prior to you doing that training. So I know sometimes it can be boring, and it can be long, and it can be tedious, but it's just so helpful. If there's a training that is super long, like I listen to it like, okay, today I'm going to listen to it for 15 minutes. The next day I'm going to listen to it for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? I like break it up.
You break it up. Okay, yeah.
But either way, I try my hardest to get training and integrate it with my business.
Right.
Because it's so important. So you got to stay a student of the world and just get knowledge on top of knowledge on top of knowledge on top of knowledge. So another thing is, because it's more than just, you know, a lot of people think, and I say this all the time, they feel like when you have a business, a direct sell business, and you have to do the minimum amount of work in order to get the maximum amount of income, and that's not true at all. It takes a lot of work.
Yes.
A lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of consistency, a lot of repetitiveness, and things like that.
Right.
So number three tip is, who are you connected to? And who's connected to you? Who are you connected to? And who's connected to you? Because a lot of times we connect with people that don't support our businesses.
Right.
We're sharing their broadcasts and they're not sharing ours. And we're constantly following people that's not really helping us or our business. Okay?
Mm.
Another thing is that I had a question one time, is like, how did you end up with somebody asked me, well, how did you end up with all these followers on Periscope and on Facebook? Well, Facebook, I'm always at 1,000 followers. And that's because I spend like at least 5 minutes a day friending people. And I'll friend people. I would sit there and I'll just keep friending people, getting them on my personal Facebook page, because I already have my Cincy banner. So with that means they know, hey, she's a Cincy consultant. I have one of the diffusers up there as part of my banner.
Okay.
Whether or not, and I just keep friending people. And when I friend them, I Facebook message them, thanking them for accepting my friend request. And from that moment on, I'm building a relationship with that person. So that's how my following has gotten up. It wasn't that people were trying to seek me. I seek people.
Right.
That's the only way that your connection level is going to grow, if you get out there and you seek people. It's the same thing with my Periscope, is that I started going into people's pages and just sharing their scopes and hearting up. I mean, not everybody's pages. I mean, I don't just randomly sit there and click everybody.
Right.
You know, there's some crazy people. Anyway, but I go into a lot of girls' scopes that, you know, whether they talk about religion or whatever, or just, you know, health and beauty and wellness and stuff like that. And I go in there and I'll share their scopes and I heart it up, and they'll come back and they'll share my scopes and they'll follow me.
Right.
So that's how I've grown, and that's how my heart level. Now I'm over 200,000 hearts.
Yeah, I saw that. That's nice.
Yeah, because I was hustling. It's a hustle. You know, and I'm serious when I say that I want all of my revenue to come from social media. I want to. To me, that's a technical home-based business, is that you have everything on social media. And if I want to do parties or pouches parties or whatever, I can do all that. Right. I want to have a strong social media platform. So I always tell people, you got to get out there. Nobody's going to come to you. You got to go.
That's true.
So if you don't have customers, hosts, and potential recruits, the best answer I can give you to that is that you're not reaching enough people. Your hand is not, it's like that alligator in that Geico commercial where he was sitting at the table reaching for the bill. Like, you're not reaching far enough. And the further you reach, the larger your territory is going to get. Right. Yeah. So the more people you talk to, again, the more your business will grow, the more consistent with your business, the bigger it's just going to grow. And I always ask a lot of people, like, are you getting people on payday? There's 4 paydays in a month. Right. Are you posting on that day? You should be posting 2 to 3 times a day. I mean, I even lag at that too. But I'm telling you, when you consistently post multiple times on a Friday, right. And I even look at, like, I mean, everybody's doing that. Like, I'm signed up with New York & Company. Like, I get all my clothes from there. Well, and I noticed that every Friday I get something like, 24-hour sale or something like that. Like, everybody's doing it. Macy's is doing it. Right. I just looked on TV the other day on that Friday. Macy's was like, preview sale today. The sale starts on Saturday, but Friday is a preview sale. So everybody's like, let me go get it now. It's Friday. I'm not going to wait. You know what I mean? Yeah. And getting people that expectation and getting them excited about your business. So Fridays are a good time to post anything about Bring Back My Bar or anything about the Warmer of the Month. Stuff like that would get people like, oh my God, this is a limited time thing. Right. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's important. The other thing I do is, and I started this in June. The beginning of June, I went on my Facebook page and I looked up. There's a way you can look up how whose birthday is coming up for that month. Like I did it in the beginning of July, and I looked up, okay, whose birthday is coming up this month?
Mm.
It shows me everyone's birthdays. I jot it down on my calendar so I know, okay, this day I have 5 people's birthdays, and I just send them a personal happy birthday message like that.
Okay.
You know, and I don't know them, but you know, it's a cute thing to do.
Right.
You know, nobody's doing that because I always try to find different ways to market my business, and I think that's a nice gesture. If somebody did that for me, I'd be like, wow. I mean, like, woo, she just did that on random.
Right.
Just say, hey, girl, happy birthday. I wish you many, 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 many more. You know, things like that. Something nice. So I have been doing that, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback.
Okay.
Let me go on to my notes. So number 4 is increase your comfort level. So you got to get comfortable with your business growing hand over fist. You just got to get comfortable. And once you start to get comfortable with it, you're going to prepare yourself for your growth. Like one thing that I've done is I've gotten binders to where I have one binder labeled for my parties, another one labeled for my team, another binder labeled for my customers' information.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put my customer binder. I don't put the orders in there. I primarily use my workstation to follow up my customers.
Okay.
But I like to put their name and addresses and everything because sometimes, like, if their birthday's coming up or something, I could just send them a birthday card or something like that.
Right.
And another thing is that, yeah, that's what I do with that. So I set up different binders for them, and it's good to start that early.
Right.
You can't get, because the holiday season is coming up, and I'm speaking from experience. I did not think I was going to make. December was my largest PRV, and I was not prepared for it. I was like, oh God, I was way behind because I didn't think that I would make,
right,
that amount of PRV. And literally people just started calling me for orders, and I was just like, whoa, So it's good to prepare ahead of time.
right.
And also you should fit within your marketing plan. Be prepared for what you're going to talk about when you're scoping, what posts you're going to post about, things like that, so that once October 1st comes, it is Christmas time.
Right.
You're ready to blow it out the park, The thing is that you got to work hard with your business. I work hard to get my business organized. I work hard to practice good follow-up skills, because that's something that's always been challenging for me to consistently practice it. So from Monday to Wednesday is all follow-up day. I look at my workstation, see who ordered for me last week, a month ago, and 2 months ago, and I'm constantly following up with them.
Right.
I work hard to book parties. I work hard to get people to join my team. I just work really heavy on my business.
Mm-hmm.
I work really hard on building relationships, and I work hard to seek knowledge,
Right.
Anything you work at, you're going to become better. And that's the only thing I can say about that. It takes practice. It takes a practice, and it takes being consistent. And if I just hadn't worked at it, like when I was just telling you how I used to just come home and didn't do anything with my business.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
And when I realized I had to work at it, I started to become better at it, and it's just all about how bad you want it and how hard you're willing to work.
Right.
Because you can't work your business and make excuses at the same time. That's not good.
Right, that's true.
I work hard to respond to people's messages. Just the other week, a few weeks ago, the last week of June, I had a customer who ordered a warmer and 3 bars from me. Mm-hmm. And she reached out to me, and it took me two days to go by, and she sent me like this really long email saying how, that's not professional. If somebody contacts you, you should get back to them within 24 hours. And I typed up this nasty response. I was typing out, I have kids, and I'm doing this by myself. And, and so then I was like, Tisha, put that in draft, okay? I was like, let me wait 24 hours before I send that. So I go to bed, and I'm like, okay, the customer's always right. And at the end of the day, you gotta understand your role in it. It's your responsibility to get back to your customers. If they contact you,
Yeah.
you should get back to her with lesser than 24 hours.
Right. Yeah, that's your money.
Yeah.
I just had a problem with that with a loan guy. I had a really stressful week last week.
Yeah.
And we made a about a month ago.
Yeah.
We made a decision. I said, you're going to come in and do my lawn every 2 weeks. He said, yeah, no problem.
Yep.
So I said, well, on the 25th of June is the next time I would see you.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to do my hedges and all that stuff like that. So now here I go home last week. Nothing. Well, he had just did the grass, but before that was. I spoke with him early in June. He didn't do my lawn again until like July sometime, July 1st or 2nd or something like that. Yeah. Left all the clippings on my lawn, all on the sidewalk. So when I called him, I was coming back. I was coming back tonight. Now this is Wednesday night. I'm thinking tonight.
Yeah.
Long story short, I called him back because he came and he didn't stop to get paid. I'm like, what is with this guy?
Wow.
And I really was, I'm trying to, black guy, I'm trying to help him out and everything. And long story short, when I called him Thursday morning, or we got back in touch Thursday morning, that's exactly what he told. Well, I have 2 jobs and the other, but that's not what we agreed upon. Exactly. If you couldn't do the work, then you should not have taken the job.
Exactly.
So, literally, he was like blaming me that I was calling him, complaining about. And he's like, well, if you want to get somebody else. I said, well, yes, I will have to get somebody else. And he literally told me he fits me in when he can.
What?
That's what he told me.
That ain't right. You know what? You go find yourself somebody else.
I already have, and I have this Tuesday, I have an appointment with him.
Oh, so, good. So there's always somebody out there that would take the job, And it's not fair the fact that he blamed you. Once they say, I can do this service or this is my offer, they have to finish it out to the end.
Right.
And today you could have referred him to somebody else.
Yeah.
You could have said, I know somebody named Leticia. She lives right over there in New York or whoever, and he would have had another customer.
Right.
But you don't think that way, Right. And I had to really check myself and say, wait, Leticia, wait. You just did a scope talking about, this is my deal. This is my bundle.
Right.
I out to you. You didn't get back to them. And she's pissed. So long story short with that, the next day I deleted that email that I was going to send her. And long apology email. But the thing is, I didn't offer her nothing free. I didn't say, well, let me give you this. No. I said, I'm going to submit your order today. I'm so sorry.
Right.
And going forward, I know this is something I need to work on.
Yeah.
She got her order in hand. And I could have lost the sale right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the sale that you gave her, the sale she gave you could lead to other sales.
Exactly. So it's all about your impressions.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's all about you giving that.
It's good that you gave yourself that time out before you did that.
One thing I'm listening.
You don't want to send out a bad because what do they say? It takes forever to get positive feedback, but you get one negative feedback and that spreads like wildfire.
That's it.
Wildfire.
That is it. And so you just have to not take things so personal.
Right.
And that's something that I'm growing to learn myself, and because it's another thing. You want to get your business to the next level, you have to have a business mindset. Well, turn on the light on the steps. I feel like it's dark. Like it feels dark.
Yeah. Something's a little shadowing or something.
Like I feel oily.
But I try to remember when stuff like that. I try to remember the one girl that I asked her about the business, and she was like, "Oh, I don't have time for that," and this and that and the other, blah, blah. And then like a week later, I was talking about my business to somebody, and she came over. She said, "Oh, what's that?" And I said, "Well, that's the business." She actually said, "I don't remember," because she was not in that mindset.
Yep.
And that's the one that gave me like the $60 order.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, you can't take, like you said, you definitely cannot take it personal because you don't know what mindset somebody's in or what's going on in their life at the time. I just had to apologize to my boss because I bit his head off. I bit his head off today, and I said, I went to him, but he knows me. We've been working together for over 10 years now. And he said, I just noticed a change. He said, I know you want to get out of here. He said, I know you. He said, you have changed. You really have changed. He said, since, my father's passing, he said, you really have changed. And I said, yeah. I said, my tolerance level is really, really low. And he asked me a question. I was like,
what?
And I went back and I said, you know what? That was not right for me to do. I said, my emotions are all over the place. I said, and I am really, really sorry. I had no right to do that. You were just asking me a question for my benefit, no less, But he said he understood, but I'm really going to have to check myself. And before I answer, think about, things before I answered. And just,
it's a daily thing that we have to do because, you probably grew up like this too. I grew up in a household where you just tell it like it is. Yeah. And don't care how people feel.
That was not good. I really felt bad after I did that because I said he was trying to help me out.
I had it's hard to sit back and really evaluate yourself. Like, wait a second.
I'm definitely gonna
go back in there and say sorry, apologize.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have to.
It gets easier each time, and that's why it was easy for me. Not easy, but I always tell myself, Tisha, give yourself a 24-hour turnaround, and then act. Because I was ready. I had it typed up, ready. And I was like, Tisha, no. Yeah, it's hard. So again, I work hard now. From that experience alone, my turnaround time for me getting back to people has totally increased. Like, if I'm not, even with us, when you guys are posting things on the group page, if you notice, I'm answering it right away. I have it on my phone now. I turned on my notification for when I am getting a group message or a group comment, it pops up right there on my phone, and I just respond to it right away.
Okay.
So that has helped a lot. And me turning on my email notifications, things like that. Right. I turn them off when I go to bed. But
oh yeah, that thing will be going all night.
And even with I have 2 customers that wanted to order from me, and I'm just constantly getting back to them every day. Like, do you want to place your order?
Right. Yeah.
So they say no.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's hard to keep up when you have a business. It's just hard to keep up with.
Especially when you're doing your 8-hour job and then trying to do the business. It's hard.
It's definitely hard. Yeah.
And you have children, so I mean you have to fit everything in.
Yep. It's important. It's just important to fit your business into with your life. So even getting back to talking to your customers, like I make it a habit to call my customers and talk to them on the phone. I used to have slide dial. I deleted that from my phone. I just don't believe. Because we're in the direct sell business, so we have to get into the habit of talking to people.
Right.
And even the other week, I called the lady that got her order in. She ordered through my website. I called her right when she got the order because I keep track of the tracking. And I, asked her how's her order's going. She was like, wow, you call? I was like, yeah, I call all my customers now.
Yeah.
And it's only like a 2-minute conversation. And actually talking to her, she was telling me how she's like a graphic designer. And I was like, oh, shoot, I wanted to change my graphic, revamp my,
right.
my graphics on my fan page. And so I actually, it was like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, even though I was following up with her, she gave me a service that she offers that I was thinking about doing. And I was like, wow, it'd be funny what people you meet,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing is having conversations is important because I used to hate talking to people over the phone. I used to dread it. I used to be like, oh, I hope a voicemail picks up, blah, blah, blah. But now I had to practice it and work at it to now today, I'm absolutely comfortable with calling any of my customers.
Right.
It's all about a mindset because, when I talk about mindset, like I used to think that we have to work at a job for the rest of my life. All the rest of my life, I'm going to be working at a job. And I really started to realize that I can make even more money working for myself.
Absolutely.
So, and it's way much more rewarding. Like even yesterday, I was talking to my husband, asked me about my business, and I was telling him about how I'm marketing on social media and how I'm doing this and I was like so proud. It was like coming out of my mouth. And when he, you know, it's different from when he picks me up from work and he'd be like, "Oh, how was work?" I was fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't even tell him that somebody just screamed at me. I didn't tell him about my boss, about the damn nerves, or about the you know, when he told me about my business, I was just like, I was vomiting all over him. I doubt he even had a word in. You know, I was just so excited.
Right.
So, now number 5 is execute now. Right. Right now. And just to get into that, I like to tell people to take that word multitasking out of your business.
Okay.
Is no such thing as multitasking. I can't ride a bike and cook at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do 2 things at one time. That's impossible. Anybody who has a business has to do things one at a time. It's how you plan your day that's going to help you with your time management. Are you putting the most dreaded things first? Are you handling the most challenging things first? You know, if you don't like to do bookie blitz, do a bookie blitz first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like whatever, even with your Periscope, okay, first thing when you wake up, I mean, after, you know, get all done up, do your Periscope. Whatever is a challenge, do that first. And then everything else that you enjoy doing in your business, you can do it after. By the end of the day, you feel like, wow, I really put a stomp in my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So that's important. So I don't multitask with my business. I don't. If I'm on here with you right now, I'm not going to be taking any emails or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm so focused on one thing.
You have to. Right.
You have to. Another thing. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about how bad is you want it. It's about what adjustments that you're going to make in your business. And every month or sometimes every week, I'm constantly making adjustments in my business. I used to be like, this week I'm trying to keep my to-do list on my, Google Calendar. I'm trying that out this week to see how it works.
Okay.
Because at times when I don't have my planner at hand, I'll have a thought and I'll forget about it. Right.
Yeah.
So, but since my Google Calendar is linked to my phone and linked to my laptop, and I can check it at work or whatever, so I'm trying that out. And it's good to make adjustments in your business on a consistent basis, because certain things may work this month that don't work next month.
Absolutely.
That's all about finding ways to execute it now without having excuses like, oh my God, I don't have my planner, I can't write this down or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I want to make thousands so I can help thousands, so I can give thousands away. That's my whole mission.
Right.
Is to definitely take it to the next level and be an encouragement to people. You
know? Yeah.
It's been a long road for me, and I've made plenty of mistakes, and I also made a ton of accomplishments. But I love my business to death.
Mm-hmm.
It has brought me a lot of joy. So, yep. So just to recap, number 1 was increase your efforts. Number 2 was increase your bandwidth. Number 3 was who are you connected to and who's connected to you.
Right.
Number 4 is increase your comfort level. And number 5 is execute now.
Yeah.
Right now. They did? My daughter's a mess.
I did have a question. I was going back through the Scentsy, the book that they give us, the first book that they give us, that comes with your start.
Yeah.
And it was going on about the newsletter.
Yep.
And I don't think I've never received the newsletter. And I'm wondering how do you, what's in the newsletter? Or can I get that on our workstation? Or?
Let me show you. The newsletter is all digital. It's what's sent to your customers, the emails that you put into your workstation under the contacts tab. That newsletter gets sent to them every first of the month.
Okay, so Scentsy sends that, like if I put my customer in.
Yep.
Since he sends that newsletter? Via email, yeah.
It's not mailed to them. So let me show you what it looks like.
I just burped.
Why don't you play a different song?
I'm so sick of that same I love.
Laura,
I will.
you play the song one more time, shutting TV off.
After this, I'm gonna play this one.
Okay, so what is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so you go to communications.
Right.
Then you go to newsletter.
Okay.
It's so light.
And this is it here. So this one, oh, my screen is blacking out again. You know what? I'm going to kill Zoom. Hold on one second.
Okay.